Time to talk about the newest fragrance from the house of Jean-Paul Gaultier, one that's getting a lot of limelight. A lot of people are saying it is the best release of the year so far. Is it true? Well, we're gonna find out right now. Of course, I've done a first impression on this fragrance. If you guys missed that whole video, I'm gonna leave it up here. But today we're gonna do a full review, a full dive into the new Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Beau, the beautiful Paradise Garden flanker. Stick around, let's hop into it. Welcome back to another video. Max Forte here. If you do love to make a great and lasting impression, smelling good is definitely a great way to do that. Today we're talking about the newest flanker from the Le Beau. I believe this is the 7th flanker since the introduction of this line back in 2013, which is an offshoot of the Le Male, which was introduced back in 1995. And to this day, we've had over 70 freaking flankers. Believe it or not, 70. That's correct. Over 70 flankers. Insane. From 95 to 2024, we're talking about 29 years. Roughly about 2.5 flankers or releases from this particular line per year. Insane, but conversation for a different video. Today we're talking about the new Le Beau Paradise Garden. What do I think about this one? Again, I've done a first impression. This is actually a nice release, but let's get deep into this one. The packaging here is going to be the metal, canister. Don't go and get a can opener. You don't need to. It opens from the bottom. A lot of people don't know this, believe it or not. Actually open from the bottom. You can unscrew it and pop the can open without breaking the bottle, hopefully. The bottle sits perfectly here on this little pedestal made out of a felt material, plastic with the metal base. The bottles are cool. This particular style bottle here was introduced back in 2016 with Le Male Essence de Parfum. And then from that point on, actually went into the Le Beau line and stayed there ever since. Really like this bottle. It's a more modernized look here when it comes to the torso itself. They did upgrade the stopper. It is easier to pull. Back in the day, it was a little bit of a pain in the butt, kind of like the Mugler sprayers. But again, they have made the bottles quite nice. I do like the style. This is going to be a light green juice, very appealing. You do have this tapestry embroidery or embroidered leaves, I should say, which covers his little peepee there. The sprayers are actually pretty nice, and this one here is 125 ml, which was sourced from Europe. I believe it's not readily available here in the US as of now, but when it starts to drop in stores, I'm thinking it's going to be around the $150 USD mark. So that was the presentation for you. Now, diving into the actual scent itself, this particular fragrance was actually one of those fragrances that when you first spray it on, it's going to be very pleasant. I'm actually wearing this fragrance today. It's going to be one of those that if you're walking around a store, people spray this on a tester strip and you smell it, you're going to be hooked. The hook, as they say here in the fragrance world, the juice has the hook. It has the wow effect. You smell this, it's pleasant, it's fruity, it's green, very captivating juice. It's one of those that's going to be very good for getting compliments or getting positive notices. So if you like all of those things, you're going to enjoy the opening here. Very green, very fruity, very aromatic. Of course, as we get down here on this review, I'm going to let you know how it compares with the other Le Beaus, Parfum Intense and the 𝗕𝗘𝗏 originally released. I'm going to tell you exactly how this compared to the other two, if it's redundant to own this. And of course, I'm going to tell you if this reminds me of something else. But going back here to the introduction, it's going to be green, fruity, aromatic. It does have this watery, minty and fruity undertone. It is very captivating. One of those wow kind of effects. You're going to want a bottle. You're going to want to rock this. As soon as you smell this, you're going to think, man, I need to wear this yesterday. It's that good. The initial introduction here, it is fire. No two ways about it. So the opening here, on the blotter, it's going to be more present, more apparent. If you spray on your skin, it's going to transition real quickly. The first 10 minutes, that watery, minty, fruity effect will make way to this coconut herbal kind of nuance. It gets quite heavy on the herbal notes. Although those aquatic, fruity nuances will stay present here throughout the whole life of the fragrance, don't worry about it. It's going to be nice. But you're going to get more of an herbal feel, tinge to the fragrance, which will definitely creep in. They don't talk about many of the other notes that I do get here. I do get clary sage. I do get a little bit of a lavender going on. So those herbal aromatic nuances will definitely be present here. However, you're still going to have this salty breeze kind of a feel, watery, marine kind of a feel, definitely green, aquatic, fruity. The fruity notes that we're talking about here are going to be figs and coconut, and it's definitely present, meaning the fragrance is going to have this very tropical nuance about it, which is great. If you like tropical fragrances, spring and summer, you know, the weather's coming up, this is going to be perfection for those seasons. It is in the same wheelhouse and the same genre as other fragrances that I'm going to talk about here, and of course I'm going to tell you what it reminds me, you know, a little later in this video, but at this point it is going to be the most herbal and green nuance that you're going to get with this fragrance from about 10 to 15 minutes into the fragrance. Those 10 first minutes are going to be very fruity, very aquatic, very easy to take in. As the fragrance warms up with your skin, it becomes more herbal, even greener, and definitely with that salty kind of almost ambergris kind of a vibe. There's no pineapple listed here. So the main difference between this and the other two, the 𝗕𝗏𝗏 𝗕𝗏𝗏 and the 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, is going to be that very sticky, sweet, you know, blast that you get with the pineapple note and all the fruity accords, which are very intensified with those two fragrances, especially the Parfum Intense, which, to be quite honest with you, was my least favorite of the three. This one here sits right in the middle. You have the fruitiness, you have the sweetness, you don't have the pineapple, you have the coconut and the fig, which makes this tropical, very easy to wear, very easy to take in. It's not sickly sweet like you might find the Parfum Intense version of this, you know, flankers. I think this sits right in the middle. It's a little stronger than the Eau de Toilette, but not as sickly sweet as the Parfum Intense, which to me was a great, you know, thing. And this is definitely the greener one. It has more green components, like I'm talking about the lavender, the green nuances such as the clary sage that I definitely get here, the mint. This is the greener option. But as far as the performance between the three, or the power of the fragrance, this sits right in the middle, which for me was a good thing. I thought the Eau de Parfum Intense was a little too much for my taste, so this is definitely something that I enjoy more. And to be honest with you, this is my favorite Le Beau, I could say. Right now, at this point of the review, this is definitely my favorite Le Beau. This is the one that I would favor. If somebody said, Max, you can only have one of the three, this would be the one I would choose. As the fragrance develops in the 35-40 minute mark, you're going to be left off with this very nice, fruity, creamy sandalwood now kicks in, which adds and lends this beautiful volume, texture, and creaminess to the fragrance, which I love. The sandalwood here is great. And you also have a little bit of a tonka bean action, which again gives more sweetness to the fragrance, but never sickly sweet as the Parfum Intense. But it is a sweet boy, guys. If you don't appreciate sweet, you know, fragrances that are borderline gourmand, you may not like this one, but because of the salty vibe to it, the aquatic notes that it has, it's not sickly sweet, which is a good thing. It's very well balanced, very well put together, and it's going to be apparent from beginning to end. You're going to enjoy this. It's going to be a very enjoyable experience to rock this fragrance. Which one is your favorite from the Jean-Paul Gaultier overall? If you had only one to choose from, which one would that be? Comment down below. Now, as we get into occasions, settings, seasons, who could wear this? This is a fragrance for those that appreciate green, aromatic, semi-aquatic, but sweet, semi-gourmand type scent. So you must like sweet, aromatic, green fragrances to appreciate this. This is the sweeter side. It's definitely more playful, more youthful than most of the green scents. If you think in fougères or chypres that are more, you know, old school or more mature, this isn't it. It's going to be more playful, more youthful, although has a little bit of that tinge of the aromatic and green tinges of the clary sage and the lavender that I talked about. Even though not listed, you will get that green aromatic feel in this fragrance for sure, but it definitely leans more youthful. I think this is unisex, even though it's more on the masculine side of a line of fragrances. I think a lady that likes this kind of stuff will enjoy this tremendously, and I can see a lady rocking this pretty well. However, this is leaning more masculine, but I would say this right in the middle. This could be considered a unisex or gender-free scent for sure. Dress your occasions, yes, absolutely. This is more of a casual scent to me, they wear, but you could potentially wear this on evening dresser situations, especially if you're somewhere where, you know, it's just tropical, it's mostly summer or warm season. I think this would be a great one for night out, romantic settings, going out, little dresser situations, maybe a t-shirt, but you still want to convey a well put together vibe. This would be a great scent to do that. The performance was quite decent on this one. Gives you a great sillage, incredible scent bubble. If you spray your clothes, it's really gonna stay there, giving you this amazing sillage as you walk around, especially if you spray your wrists and you move about. People will get whiffs, and you're definitely gonna get, what are you wearing? You smell good. It's definitely gonna be one of those. Projects really nice for the first 2 hours, then it starts to get closer to the skin. However, it lasts 8+ hours. If you spray your clothes, you're gonna get 10+. So it is quite good, I'd say above average in performance, which is not bad for a designer release of this price point. Here's the deal. I wore this fragrance a few times already for the past week and a half, and I could tell you that on paper, it's not gonna do its justice. You must wear this fragrance. So get a sample, head over to perfume.com, get yourself a sample, rock it on skin, make sure you love it. I know it's not readily available, that way you'll know. Once it hits shelves here in the US, when you find it at your favorite store or discount store, if you don't want to pay retail for that matter, you'll be able to get this fragrance because you know you'll love it. But I'd say wear on skin. Before I tell you what it reminds me of, there's a couple of things that I wish it had more of. So number one, I wish that it was a little less sweet and a little bit more aromatic. I wish it really emphasized on the aromatic tendencies. Maybe vetiver in the base would have been great. In the mint up top, I wish it was a little bit more prominent. Not the case, but still a very good green aromatic, sweet, semi-gourmand kind of a fragrance. It is a very nice scent. What it reminds me of, going back to what I said, wear on skin to get the full experience. And what this reminded me of is what's gonna be really cool now. If you miss this fragrance, it's gonna be your way of remembering how good that fragrance was, because it's now discontinued and hard to find. And the fragrance I'm talking about is, of course, before I give you the review of the fragrance, it's going to have similarities to all of the Le Beaus, the Eau de Toilette or the Parfum Intense, but like I said, more in the middle, greener, a little bit more aromatic, not as sweet as the other two. That's how it compares. It is redundant to own this if you own the other two or one of the two, perhaps. If you wear on skin, you're definitely gonna get the differences. And this is where it gets interesting. This fragrance, when it dries down on my skin, it reminded me of a very favorite fragrance I had back in the 90s or late 90s, I want to say early 2000s, which was this one right here, Davidoff's Good Life. Now this one, there's watermelon up top, there's fruity notes. It is also a green scent, a little bit aquatic, definitely fruity, definitely green. This is fruitier and more watery in comparison to this. This is going to be sweeter. You have tonka heavy here, sandalwood creamier, but it is very similar, guys. In the dry down phase, after the first 45 minutes to an hour, this smells very close to Good Life from Davidoff, which to me was an incredible discovery. So I'm very happy with this one. This could potentially make a lot of lists for me in the upcoming months, especially, spring, not so much summer, but most likely spring or early fall is going to be where I'm going to be rocking this the most. And I think this will shine the most early fall, and for sure during the spring months of the year, which is, you get a little warmer days, but not overly hot, and you still have some cool nights. This would be amazing for that type of setting. Spring and summer, early summer and early fall. Late summer, this could be cloying because it is a little bit on the heavier, sweeter end of things. So that's all I have for you guys today on the new Le Beau Paradise Garden. Let me know if you guys have tried this one so far. If you have, what are your thoughts on this one? If you're looking forward to trying this one, head over to perfume.com, get yourself a decant, rock it, live it, love it. Once you're ready to buy it, you know where to go. I'm gonna have everything listed below. Again, this was, sourced from Europe, so it's not yet, from what I understand, available here in the US, but I know it's gonna be dropping very soon. And speaking of dropping, if you guys appreciate the channel, don't forget to drop me one of these, leave a like, subscribe for more, hit the bell if you will, to get these videos straight into your feed. And of course, I will see you guys in another video very soon. Take care.